Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys another fantastic pistol holster by Craft Leather Holsters. As always, if you do like the content of this video or the products and you want to learn more, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, but do click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. You're always going to find fresh and new content every single week on Fat Cat Collections. And of course, like with every product that I review, a lot of you may not know, but there is a link in the description where you can read more information about the product. And I encourage every one of you, if you watch the video and you think the product looks like it's something you might be interested in, to read more about the product from the manufacturer's website or listing, just to get the accurate information. I always try to relay that when I do a review, but it's always good to be able to take the time and read more and draw your opinions based on your own, your own skill set, right? So today I want to share with you guys Craft Holsters Roto, they call it there. Let me look back here. Have it right open right now. The Roto shoulder holster system. Now let's take a look at it real quick and I'll show you guys what really kind of sets this holster apart. So again, it is a shoulder holster. They make this in many different fitments, and they also make it in dual shoulder holsters. I have to tell you, when my contact from Craft reached out and they wanted to do another collaboration, I wanted to do a shoulder holster. One, because I didn't have one, and two, well, let me get to my opinions in a second, but they did have a double shoulder holster, and I just was like, there's just something so cool about, as guys, we love this cool stuff, right? It's really unnecessary, but, I always kind of had this idea of having twin 1911s ever since seeing the movie Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage, Denzel Washington in Training Day. There's just a cool factor about it. But I did want to go with something a little more practical. I don't have two 1911s. I have one. I'll probably get another eventually. But the times in my life where I'm going to feel the need to want to carry two 1911s, so I went with the single 1911 holster, and of course this has a dual magazine pouch. So let's talk a little bit about what you get. So one thing I absolutely love about Craft Holsters is their customer service. I've mentioned it in my other videos that I've done reviewing their product. If you haven't checked out my other videos, check them out. I've done one for their paddle holster for my Canik TP9. I've done a paddle holster for my dad's Taurus 38 Special Revolver, and of course I did another, what's the other holster they sent me? I think it's for, do you think I remember? Oh, it's the small of the back holster for my Canik as well. So check those videos out. They make a holster for any fitment for the most part that you're going to want or need. So let's get to it. So the quality of Craft leather is amazing. I mean, to me, I would consider this professional grade leather. It's super tough. It's super durable. It's not something that's going to fail. There's a level of quality here that you definitely get that you don't get with less expensive brands. I'm not saying you can't find great holsters out there, but again, I'm super impressed with the quality. Two, again, their customer service, and I've mentioned this in every video I've done, it's stellar. I can't tell you the number of companies that reach out to me on a weekly basis, and a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, sometimes with a company, I'll respond back instantly because I'm a big pet peeve about, I have a big pet peeve about, we all have this technology in our pockets with our phones. Getting back to people within a reasonable amount of time should just be a no-brainer in today's day and age. This company, I know that when I email them, I will get a response back within usually 12 hours, max 24 hours. So the communication's great. If you have an issue, they're going to take care of you. Incredible company, and I got to tell you, with all the companies I've worked with, they're on top of their game. I mean, they are just amazing. I mean, we all are impatient people, I think, and nothing's worse. With the internet, being able to go into a shop, whether it be a brick and mortar store or whatnot, and actually talk to somebody, we don't get that a lot of times with the internet and websites. A lot of times, you got to be careful where you even buy. Now, there are lots of great sellers, lots of great websites out there, but, you just don't get that same experience. I feel this is the closest brick and mortar store experience I've had with almost any company I've ever worked with. So, kudos to them, and I just keep it up. That's all I'm going to say. Now, as far as the Roto holster, again, you get a double magazine pouch. They did ask me before sending this out which magazines I had. Mine are the 7-round capacity magazines. They fit fantastic in this case. A nice snug fit, nothing too hard, but even not snapped. It's not falling out. There's a little bit of friction there. Snaps are great on these. All the fittings are put together with either what I would consider like a commercial grade rivet, or the ones that are adjustable are kind of like this flat Phillips head screw. Lots of adjustment in this, and you will need, depending on your body, we're all built differently, to really kind of fine tune this. Now I still haven't got this to the point where I absolutely am super comfortable with the way that it fits. Again, I got the thing, I started messing with it, and then I just ended up putting it in the safe because honestly the weather got so hot, and this is an excuse, but I was outside most of the time. So back to making some videos now. So I will try it on and show you guys, but there's plenty of adjustment again on the if we consider this the pistol side. You have adjustment here with several different holes to shorten this or lengthen this, depending, and you can do that from all 4 straps. Now I will tell you that you may have the build and I know they make these things to kind of be more universal. I found that I almost have to max this up. Now I don't consider myself a big guy, but I'm also not like a really skinny guy, right? You know, I'm about 100 and, what am I today, 170. I'm cutting right now. I'm kind of dropping down. So I was about 189. Now I'm down to about 179. My goal is to get down to about 165. So as I start to shrink down a little bit, for my body, I'm going to lose most of it around the midsection like most men. So the fitment's not going to change too much. But even at that size, at 5'7", I had to bring this in quite a bit. Almost to the point where, to be honest with you guys, I'm probably going to have to add another hole. The great thing about leather like this and quality leather, that if you do have to add another hole, it's really easy. You basically just heat up a nail, you know, use a vice grip, of course, get it red hot, and then just burn a hole right through the leather. You're not going to hurt anything. It's almost going to, if I'm using the right word, like cauterize, which isn't the right word for it, but that's what I used to do this all the time on belts when I was a kid. I like the Western belts, they didn't fit. You know, you put another hole on them. So that's something you could do all the way up if you have to. So this could fit a very small person. You're not going to be able to do that with like a Cordura or like a nylon. Leather is really, in my opinion, no substitute for leather. It's just amazing. You do get a belt snap on the side, of course, the holster. You have 2 snaps or 3 snaps and 2. Well, I'm not sure what you actually call, which part you call these, but you have a couple different options to tighten this up on your belt or loosen. Now, I have to tell you, I'll show you when I put this on. Same for the magazine pouch as well. Now, on the back, you're going to have branding that says Craft Holsters, and it says here, Falco Holsters handmade for Craft Holsters. So, Craft Holsters, just so you guys know, makes a lot of their holsters in-house. If it's something that they don't normally, like if it's not one of, I guess, their more popular models or whatnot, I'm not sure which ones are or aren't, they're outsourced by I believe it's Falco. Make sure I always get Bianchi and Falco, but yeah, Falco. So I believe Falco makes their own holsters as well. You're probably going to see that across the board with a lot of different companies where they outsource some of their holsters. So basically, if you've had a Falco holster in the past, you're familiar with the brand, you're getting that Falco quality as well with any holster that you get from Craft. So again, I'm, you know, super happy with the brand. And again, I'm not just telling you guys that because, you know, they were nice enough to collaborate with me. I mean, when I give you guys these reviews, they're honest reviews. And I can, you know, either give a good review or a bad review. It's really no skin off my back to let you guys know exactly my opinions on this. Now, again, common sense will tell you all the time, and you guys have to take what I'm telling you. You know, you have to basically put trust in me. And if you're new to the channel, it might take time to build that. But my integrity when I review product is utmost important, right? It'd be like one guy actually offered today to send me a Rolex watch to review, right? I don't want to take that responsibility, and you know, I just don't. It's too much money to worry about. But it'd be like one day me reviewing a Rolex watch and telling you how Invictas are terrible now. You know, you're not going to find that. You're always going to get my honest opinions, because ultimately, I have to be real with you guys about these products and always, you know, give you guys my honest opinions. It doesn't mean that what I tell you guys is 100% perfect, like it's the word, you know, the written word. You know, it doesn't mean that everything I say is, you know, I'm trying to word this right. I'm not trying to tell you that everything that I say to you guys when I review a product is like written in stone. You know, we learn things as we go. But I can tell you, when I review a product and give you guys my opinion, you're always going to get the honest, everything that I like and don't like about the product. Most of the time, products that I get from companies are fantastic. And I'm going to tell you guys, again, I mentioned it when I did the other review for one of the paddle holsters, I think it was, or for the back holster. How, you know, I don't like that one that much because I feel like I can kind of catch it and drop the gun, you know. So, again, I give you guys the honest opinion. Let me get to it. So, what does a Roto holster entail, right? So, what I love about this particular holster, let me just go ahead and bear with me, folks. I'm going to throw it on real quick here. So, when you put on the shoulder holster, of course you have two snaps, one on each side to connect this to your belt. What I found right now with the adjustment on this is that, actually, hang on a second. What would really help is I put it on the right side, right? That's not going to work like that. So, hey, you know, raw, unedited, guys. I keep it real. So, all right, there we go. So let's put it on the right side, properly worn. That feels a little better. Let me put it on where it's not backwards as well. Man, cut. And see, here's the thing with every holster that I ever wear. A lot of guys, when they review gun stuff, they're all like, oh, it's super comfortable. I never find any, a gun is a tool, and I don't think there's any tool that I've ever had to use for a job or anything that ever really feels like that I'm not wearing something, right, that's restrictive. All right, so I'm not going to button the belt loops here, but I will show you that with my particular height and my body, this is adjusted up pretty high, and I do have to play with a little bit more. This is something you're going to have to kind of adjust this for your body. On this particular holster based on design, you are going to have to button these. I know we watch movies, we see guys not with this button to your waistline, but with this holster, if you look, is going to kind of flare out to the side. So you need something to hold it down. Now, I don't know if every single shoulder holster acts like that, but at least on this particular one, you need something to hold this down to your hip. Now, it is something that I do want to mention because, again, I'm not telling you guys this, or, you know, when I do these product reviews, I also want to give the company information on their design. And, you know, this isn't really a negative. I don't want it to come across that way. But, again, some of you guys may have more experience with me than shoulder holsters, but I haven't worn a lot of shoulder holsters, so I don't know if they're all like that. But it is something to think about that I know you're, you know, properly worn, this gets buckled to your waistline, right, to your belt. And that holds a holster down. But I do want Craft to kind of look into a little bit about this design, and maybe they can tweak something a little bit where this doesn't flare out even if you don't buckle it. Because I know we watch a lot of movies, you know, and Denzel didn't have his button to his waistline, at least not that I remember. So it would be nice if this thing held flat. I'm not sure how you do that, maybe change the design a little bit. But nonetheless, if we wear it properly, the way we're supposed to, we attach it to the belt, okay? So let me just go ahead and throw that through there. Now the other thing I want to address is that if I bring this up to the double snap position, there's only so much, I guess, slack I have that I can make this where it's tight. So I can bring this up a little more, which is where I was telling you guys I might have to put a hole in. For my height, right, I got this thing maxed out where it's as small as I can get it. And for my size, my height, I know if you're a taller guy, this is probably going to fit you a little bit better. But for me, I'll have to put an extra hole in here because, see, when I kind of move a little bit, it almost wants to, on one side, kind of slip off my shoulder a little bit. Now, if I tighten this up too much, it's going to be very restrictive. So there's kind of like a fine line on the adjustment here on how tight you want to make this. Because if I bring this down, and I can't bring this down any further, you want this to be somewhere where it's comfortable, hidden under your arm. But if I start bringing this up higher, which is what I'm going to have to do, when I try to move, it's pretty restrictive. It's like I'm wearing a really tight pair of suspenders that don't give. And so, again, you kind of have to wear this how it's going to feel comfortable to you. But to me, in my body, I just feel like when I turn to the side, it kind of starts to slip off my shoulder a little bit. Now again, as you guys know, I always come back and re-review products, and I will adjust this a little more to try to get the perfect fit. It does help, of course, if we buckle the other buckle here, or the other snap to the belt. Let me just go ahead and do that real quick. But you can see even right now when I'm reaching, see this is starting to slip off my shoulder, and I find that very annoying. Again, I will have to tighten this up a little bit more, but I'll have to put a hole in it. So, again, this is probably going to have to be pretty snug where I feel like it's not going to slip off my shoulder. See the slack right there when I kind of turn? It just kind of wants to slip back. And I'm not sure, again, I'm going to play with this. It might involve me tightening up certain parts and loosening other parts. But, you know, that's been my experience with this particular holster. Now, again, I know I say it again a lot, but it will depend upon your body, and I will come back and re-review this at a later date. It might just be something that's kind of just something shoulder holsters do. But I do think that, you know, they should, just word of advice to craft, is to add some more holes. I know it's something very easily that I can add, but I think adding some more holes for a guy who's not, you know, a huge guy, you know, and we're not all, you know, I mean, I know the average height's like 5'9", I'm shorter, I'm 5'7" and a half. Still, there's a lot of guys who are 5'7", and shorter, and you want to be able to have your product fit pretty much anybody, you know, women as well, you know, so something to think about, craft. As far as, you know, again, the quality of the leather is amazing, and the design is really cool. So let me show you guys how this works. So some shoulder holsters actually hold the gun kind of parallel, right? So more of a sideways, some are angled. What I wanted was a shoulder holster that held the gun vertical, straight up and down. What's nice about this particular holster is that it holds the gun vertical, but when you want to pull the gun out, you pop the the strap, right? And the gun rotates. So you can basically just pull the gun out with ease right from the front here without having to pull and reach up. If this didn't pivot, you'd be pulling the gun like pretty much straight up, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. Again, if you get a holster that's actually mounted, designed to be sideways, the gun's kind of pointing out to the front here, and it's not as easily concealable. And the whole point of a shoulder holster is to wear your gun where you can really conceal it under a coat, under a sweater. I always find it funny when guys are reviewing, you know, guys will be sitting in their truck reviewing, you know, in the waistband holsters, and it's just like, super comfortable. Like, I personally, again, I'm not the gun expert here, I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion. I've never found any holster to just be, oh, it's super comfortable. Like, just maybe it's just my body, the type of clothing I wear. You know, maybe if you wear big baggier clothing, you can fit things easier in different places. But for me, I don't find any holster super comfortable. I mean, it's, you know, you're wearing it, it's there, it's constant in the way, the guns are digging into your seat. You know, it's just always there. Now, again, that's like a normal size, like mid-frame, large frame pistol. You know, I'm probably going to pick up down the road something a lot smaller, like carry one for concealed carry, because I just find it a pain in the ass to carry a gun, honestly. I mean, it's just constantly always in the way, and it's constantly like out in the open. I mean, a lot of times when I carry a gun based on my clothing, what I like to wear, you know, it's not, I might as well just wear it out in the open carry, because there's really no way I'm concealing anything unless I'm wearing like something like this and like a jacket or a sweater. And even then, there's a lot of bulges and, you know, and things sticking out. So, you know, it makes me laugh a lot of times again when guys are like, oh man, you know, super concealed, super hidden. There's nothing, yeah, my buddy though, just in defense of that, my buddy, he carries a 1911, and he's very skinny. He's like 120 pounds, my height, you know, and he carries it all day long in his waistline, but he wears more of like, his style is a lot different than mine. He wears more of like carpenter style pants. They're baggier. He wears suspenders to hold them up. So he's always got the room in there, and he wears it pretty comfortably. But for me, you know what? You always know I have a gun on me because it's sticking out everywhere. So again, just a personal thing, right? So design is awesome. Love the fact that it's vertical, straight up and down. When you want to use it, it rotates right to the side there for you to easily pull it out. Hopefully, you never have to. Cool factor, it definitely has that, especially with this Rock Island Armory with the abalone grips. Again, that's all subjective, it's all personal preference, but I absolutely love the holster. Just have to tweak it a little bit on the adjustment and it'll be fine. I also had them, they were nice enough to monogram this with gold, kind of their, I believe it's called monogramming, cat, you know, for Fat Cat Collections, obviously, and you can see what that looks like. I'll tell you, you know, I kind of expected something a little larger. I don't know if you have different options for what you get. I believe, you know, monogrammed. I think it's called monogramming. Let me just double check what they actually called it. Oh yeah, monogram embossing. So, you know, I like the fact it's done in gold, which is, you know, kind of my color. But I was kind of hoping for something a little more like in a kind of a cool script, or for you to be able to pick out the lettering. It is only $9 as an option to add that. So again, it's, you know, it's pretty inexpensive, but it would be nice to have different options. I thought this would have been really cool to have something like in script or cursive, you know, Fat Cat. You only get to pick 3 letters, but no, I don't want this to sound like a complaint. It's still awfully cool. It's awfully generous for them to even send me this, but it would be cool to have something a little bit, you know, a little bit a little bit flashier, a little bit more noticeable. But nonetheless, again, I don't want that to come across as a complaint. These are just things. This is why we do reviews, so companies can learn and maybe come up with different ideas to, do different stuff. I don't know if you want to pay to have the monogramming or the embossing done, if they just kind of choose where they put it or what, but it'd be nice to have the option, and I think it's something they might want to consider doing is, maybe somebody wants it to have, their initials here. I think on a shoulder holster, having that embossing coming down here would be pretty cool in the straps. And if somebody is willing to pay for the extra embossing, why not give them all the options, to be able to really make a customized holster. Now they do have a custom shop, and I don't know what the prices are. Hopefully they have a gold edition holster, which I'm hoping down the road we can get on the channel. It's definitely me. But time will tell, of course. But I mean, overall, like I said, guys, these are very small little, they're not even complaints, or little small ideas that I have about the quality and not the quality, but some of the simple stuff, the extra holes, the embossing, that kind of stuff, the fit. Everybody's body's different. It's like going out and buying a shirt, and just because it fits your body perfectly, you may put it on in what you normally wear, and it might not look right, it might not feel good. So again, you have to try it, you have to feel it, and check it out. I think again with I think when it comes to holsters, you should always keep the mindset that they're not meant to fit like, a perfect pair of shoes. They're meant to kind of be, it's a tool, and I don't really know if, a duty belt or even, a tactical vest or anything really for that matter is always meant to be, a construction tool belt, a roofing harness, whatever is meant to be like, oh man, super comfortable. You're wearing it. It's there. It's a tool, and I think that's how you should look at it. So, but overall, again, with craft holsters, amazing quality. I'm always impressed, and I'm always fortunate that I get to do business with them. So, thanks again, Craft. Appreciate it. As always, again, guys, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, links are in the description of every single video. Click it, read more. I'll link you directly to this site. You can get it in the brown, which is awesome as well. I've done that color in my paddle holster. Right-handed, left-handed, you can select your gun, get that monogram embossing, magazine capacity, depending on what gun you have. These might be a little bit longer or shorter. Price on this $189, and I believe that is shipped, but that's why I want you guys to click the link and read that directly off the website, because websites are updated and changed. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Drop me a comment, drop me an email. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel, but do click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Make sure you go check out their site, Craft Leather Holsters, or craftholsters.com. They're all leather, of course, but link is in the description as always, guys. So let me know if I can help. Guys, have a great 4th of July. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and take care.